This is a glimpse of the cruise that we took from Amsterdam to Luxembourg along the Rhine River and then the Moselle River. We begin in Amsterdam with a look at some of the canal views and of course with a windmill. You can't go to Holland without seeing a windmill. And this is the boat that we were on, the Allegro. Took 120 people and it was very comfortable. We were in one of the cabins right up the front on the top left. And this is a speeded up version of one of the locks, one of the 14 locks that we went through. The big gate that we're just going under will come down behind us and seal the water in the lock, while the one at the front will go up and let water in until it's at the level. This goes between the Rhine River and the Rhine Canal. And that was the captain's side controls as we went through. Very narrow lock, only just wider than the some cable cars across the river at Düsseldorf, and then we start to come into the outskirts of Cologne, and at the end of this little sequence you'll see the cathedral appear on the left hand side of the picture. There it is. The railway bridge across the river carries a huge volume of traffic every day. Cologne's one of the main transit stations for a variety of routes. And part of the old town. The houses are narrow and tall because you were taxed on the width of your building, and the beam at the top was used to raise furniture and whatever was needed inside, because the stairs were too narrow to get it in otherwise. So you'd hoist it up and then come through the windows. And here's Franco, our guide, with his Allegro lollipop. He had a radio mic and we had earphones, so it didn't matter where we were, we could hear everything he said. It was a brilliant setup. The Roman German museum next to the cathedral has some amazing exhibits of mosaics and material that they've discovered. The cathedral dates back to the 7th century AD. And when they eventually started to build it a couple of hundred years later, it took 600 years to actually finish. And then it was damaged severely by the Allied bombing in World War II. It's reputed to have the remains of the three wise men, so there's a shrine in the cathedral which is supposed to contain their bones. The towers were the tallest building in Europe until the Eiffel Tower was built. Very impressive architecture. And the Cathedral Hotel, which is right next to it in the square, one of the poshest hotels in Cologne. The renovation work from the Allied bombing is still going on. You'll see a little bit of it in a moment at the top of the left-hand tower. And there's a saying in Cologne that when the cathedral is finished, the world will come to an end. That's I guess a sense of how much work is still to be done, but it's a beautiful building. There's the renovation just coming onto the screen now. These are a series of shots taken along the Rhine Gorge, where there are these little communities close to the water and 43 castles up on the hills.